You feel that? That little knot in your chest when you wake up? That's life telling you you're losing. You see, it's not loud. It doesn't come crashing through your door, screaming you're pathetic. No. It creeps. It whispers. It plants little doubts in your head, then watches you crumble like cheap glass under pressure you weren't even ready for. And guess what, buddy? Nobody's coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not that voice in your head begging you to hold on. It's just you now. Just you, standing in the ashes of everything you didn't fight hard enough to protect. And you better start getting real comfortable being uncomfortable, because it's time. It's time you realize that the people you cried for, the ones you bent your back for, the ones you kept forgiving, they moved on. They laughed. They slept like babies while you stayed awake, punching holes in your own chest. It's time you wake up and see the mess you're in is nobody's fault but your own. No excuses. No pity party. The world owes you nothing. If you want anything, you better claw your way out of that pit with broken nails and bloody teeth. That's survival, kid. That's real life. You either get up and become something, or you rot right there while the world steps over your body like yesterday's trash. Cold, ain't it? Good. Stay cold. That's how winners are made. You know what your problem is? You're too soft. You're too busy caring about who likes you, who talks about you, who left you behind. Newsflash. They didn't leave because you weren't good enough. They left because they could. They saw how easy you made it. How you sat there, giving your love away like free samples at a supermarket, and they took it and ran. And now you sit here, broken, wondering why nobody stays. Let me tell you why, champ. People don't respect what's free. They don't value what's always available. They value what's rare, what's distant, what's untouchable. You made yourself too damn available. You handed out your loyalty like it was a discount flyer. You dropped your self-respect at their feet like loose change. And they picked it up, spat on it, and kept walking. That's your fault. And yeah, it hurts. It's supposed to. Pain is the bill life hands you for being naive. Pay it. Learn from it. Use it. It's the only damn fuel you've got left. You can either let it burn you down, or you can let it burn you up into something unstoppable. Look around you. Look real hard. Nobody's standing at the finish line holding a trophy for you. Nobody's praying you win. Most of them are hoping you lose. Why? Because your failure justifies their laziness. Your collapse makes them feel better about their cowardice. That's why you can't quit. Not now. Not ever. You owe it to yourself to destroy the version of you that thought begging for love was strength. You owe it to yourself to erase every trace of that person who believed that being soft would earn you loyalty. Wake up. This world isn't kind. It doesn't hand out medals for good intentions. It doesn't care how sweet you are, how much you loved, how much you gave. It only respects power, silence, results, wins. So stop crying, stop wishing, stop texting, stop explaining yourself to people too blind, too selfish, too shallow to see your worth. They don't deserve a front row seat to your comeback. They deserve to hear about it secondhand, choking on the dust you left behind. You think being broken makes you special? You think sadness gives you depth? Nah. Sadness just makes you easier to control. Anger, controlled anger, now that's power. That's motivation. That's the weapon they can't predict, can't defend against. Use it. Carry that weight until it crushes the weakness inside you. Carry it until you don't even recognize the version of yourself that needed validation to breathe. Understand this. Every second you waste feeling sorry for yourself, someone else is using that time to build an empire. You're either building or you're crumbling. There's no in between. Stop lying to yourself. Stop painting failure as fate. Fate belongs to those who fight tooth and nail for it, not the ones sitting around waiting for miracles. You want it? Go take it. Get up, fix your face, tighten your fists, and go take it. And don't you dare ask for permission. Don't you dare look back. Burn the bridges if you have to. Let the past scream in flames behind you. That's the only music you should be marching to now. Fire, fury, silence, progress. And remember, nobody's coming to applaud your pain. Nobody's handing you flowers for surviving what they secretly laughed at you for enduring. Your suffering is invisible. Your pain is private. Treat it like a weapon. Don't wear it like a badge. Wield it like a sword. Every tear you shed, forge it into armor. Every betrayal you endured, sharpen it into blades. Every sleepless night, every unanswered call, every smile you forced through a heartbreak. That's your arsenal now. Stack it, build it, carry it, and when they see you next time, don't greet them with open arms. Greet them with silence. Greet them with success so loud it drowns out every lie they ever told about you. Let your wins suffocate their regrets. Let your growth humiliate their betrayals. It's not revenge, it's survival. It's the natural order of a world that rewards the ruthless and buries the sentimental. It's time, kid. It's time you stop being the victim. Stop narrating your story like a tragedy. Start living it like a war and win. You know what else they don't tell you? The truth nobody's brave enough to say out loud. Nobody cares about your almosts. Nobody cares how close you came to winning, how much you tried, how hard you fought. There's no consolation prize for the almost successful. You're either standing on the mountain with bloodied knuckles and a roaring fire in your eyes, or you're buried under it, forgotten, dismissed, another nameless ghost who had potential. And don't think for a second that potential is enough. The graveyards are full of people who had potential, full of dreamers, full of lovers, full of good-hearted souls who thought life was fair, who thought effort alone would save them. Potential is a curse if you don't have the guts to turn it into something real. You hear me? a curse. It haunts you. It drags you through life, whispering about what could have been, until you're sitting alone one day, old, bitter, and full of regrets you can't even put into words anymore. And when that day comes, and believe me, it will come if you don't act, you'll realize that fear wasn't your enemy. Comfort was. Safety was. The lies you told yourself to stay small, to stay loved, to stay comfortable, they were the poison dripping into your veins every second you hesitated, and by the time you realize you were dying the whole time, it'll be too late to claw your way out. So, if you're hearing this now, and there's still some spark left in you, even a flicker, then you better move. You better tear through this soft, weak skin you've been hiding in and step into the war waiting for you outside your fears. Because nobody's gonna remember the boy who almost made it. They'll only remember the man who burned everything in his way to get there. You ever wonder why life feels heavier lately? Why the air feels thicker, the nights longer, the silence louder? It's not just in your head, it's real. It's the weight of your wasted time stacking up on your shoulders. It's the sound of your own greatness rotting inside you, begging for a chance to breathe. You were built for something bigger than this, but instead, you chose comfort. You chose to hide. You chose to let fear build a home inside your heart, decorating it with excuses and lies you tell yourself to stay safe. And the worst part? You know it. Deep down, every time you look in the mirror and hate what you see, it's not your face you hate. It's your cowardice. It's the betrayal. You betrayed yourself. You betrayed the fighter inside you for a temporary feeling of being accepted, being liked, being good enough, pathetic. You think you're gonna find peace by begging people to see your worth? You think healing comes from outside validation? Healing comes when you realize nobody can save you. Nobody should save you. Healing comes when you become the monster they warned you about. The disciplined, silent, ruthless storm that takes no prisoners and asks for nothing. That's where your peace lives. Not in their apologies, not in their validation, not in their attention. It lives in your power. It lives in your rage, your discipline, your silence. You better start feeding that part of you, because if you don't, the world will keep carving pieces off you until there's nothing left but a hollow, obedient shell. And if you let that happen, if you let the fire die inside you just to make people comfortable, you deserve every ounce of regret that's coming your way. Cold, right? Good. Stay cold. Stay angry. Stay awake. You want a blueprint? You want steps? Fine. Here's your first step. Cut everyone off who doubts you. Not politely, not slowly. Cut them like tumors. Rip them out. Don't explain. Don't warn them. Ghost them like they ghosted you when you needed them most. Second step. Stop explaining your dreams to small-minded people. They don't get it. They'll never get it. It's not their fault. They're just built smaller. You speak the language of wolves. They bark like dogs. Let them bark. You move in silence. Third step, discipline over emotions. You feel sad? Good. Work anyway. You feel broken? Perfect. Bleed into your grind. You feel alone? Excellent. Build in the dark. Nobody cares about your feelings. The world only notices the results. Fourth step, build a life so good they'll have to introduce themselves to you again. But when they come knocking, smiling, pretending they always believed in you, don't answer. Let them rot in the loneliness they tried to bury you in. Let your success be the storm that washes them all away. No second chances, no forgiveness, only elevation, only silence, only wins. You owe it to the broken version of you that begged for their love and got slapped with their silence. You owe it to the nights you spent talking to walls because nobody cared enough to listen. You owe it to the future. You owe it to you, the ruthless, focused, victorious you, who's standing at the finish line, wondering if you have the guts to finally show up. You think you've suffered? You think what you've been through makes you special? Wake up. Everyone's got scars. Everyone's been stabbed in the back. You're not the only one who's been lied to, used, thrown aside like trash. The world is full of graves dug by betrayal. You're not unique. Pain doesn't make you chosen. It makes you tested. And you either pass the test, or you die bitter, angry, blaming everyone but yourself. The real ones, the ones who make it, they take that pain and carve it into something lethal. They don't cry about it. They don't post sad songs about it. They don't sit there praying for some miracle to heal their wounds. They get up. They sharpen their suffering into weapons. They learn to smile with a mouth full of broken teeth. They become nightmares that their enemies can't wake up from. That's the game. That's the reality. It's not fair. It's not pretty. But it's real. And reality doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care how much you loved, how loyal you were, how pure your heart was. Reality rewards the ruthless, the patient, the silent killers who bury their pain beneath layers of discipline and rise anyway. Every morning you stay in bed feeling sorry for yourself. Someone else is using that same pain as fuel, building a future where you're just a footnote. Think about that next time you feel like whining. Think about that next time you feel like giving up because it hurts too much. Good. Let it hurt. Let it rip you open. Let it burn away everything weak inside you. Only the strong parts survive fire. Everything else was dead weight anyway. You ever notice how the ones who left you behind didn't even flinch? Didn't even pause to see if you were okay? That's your sign, genius. That's life holding up a mirror, forcing you to see the truth. They didn't love you the way you loved them. They didn't see you the way you saw them. And that's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Responsibility to yourself. Responsibility to stop lowering your standards just to keep people around who would replace you in a heartbeat. Stop blaming them for leaving Blame yourself for allowing them to stay as long as they did. You thought loyalty meant patience. You thought love meant tolerance. You thought forgiveness would heal them. You were wrong. Loyalty without respect is slavery. Love without reciprocity is a death sentence. Forgiveness without change is enabling. Let that sink deep into your bones. You didn't lose them, you escaped them. Every tear you cried was another piece of the chains breaking. Every lonely night was another brick in the fortress you're supposed to be building around your future. Stop mourning your freedom. Start weaponizing your scars. Because the next time somebody gets close, they better come correct. They better bring honor, consistency, discipline, or they don't get a seat at your table. Not even a glimpse of the kingdom you're building in silence. That's the new standard. That's the new you. No warnings, no negotiations, just silent elevation. And let's be real. You owe yourself a better life than the one you're currently settling for. You owe it to the kid inside you, the one who dreamed without limits, who believed without fear before the world beat it out of you. You think that kid would be proud of the person you are now? Would he clap for you, wasting time chasing people who don't even clap for you? Would he be proud of you, sitting in your own misery, recycling the same excuses, watering dead gardens hoping they'll bloom again? No. That kid would be disgusted, furious, heartbroken. You owe it to him to fix this, to become the monster you needed back when you were crying yourself to sleep. You owe it to him to become so disciplined, so unstoppable, so cold, that no one ever again gets to play with your heart like it's disposable. That's your mission now. Not love, not revenge, resurrection. You have to resurrect the warrior they buried. You have to bring him back stronger, smarter, colder, louder in silence than you ever were in desperation. You have to become your own avenger, your own savior, your own damn king. No armies, no cheerleaders, just you, your rage, your focus, your plan, and the graveyards of every version of yourself that died on the road here. That's your empire, that's your legacy. You're not here to be remembered for your sadness. You're here to be feared for your resilience. You think time's on your side? You think you've got all the hours in the world to figure it out, to heal, to find yourself. Time's not your friend. It's the executioner standing in the corner, checking his watch, waiting for the moment you're too weak to move, too broken to fight back. Every second you waste crying, doubting, hoping, wishing, he smiles. Every moment you sit there telling yourself, maybe tomorrow. He sharpens the blade. Tomorrow isn't promised. Growth isn't guaranteed. Strength isn't gifted. You either take it or you rot without it. Simple, brutal, true. You don't get extra chances because you're a good person. You don't get bonus points for meaning well. This world doesn't care about your intentions. It only kneels for results. It only fears those who forge themselves in fire and refuse to stay down, no matter how many times life spits in their face. You want to know why you're miserable? Because you're living a life your soul is disgusted by. You're pretending everything's okay, smiling when you should be silent, forgiving when you should be forgetting, waiting when you should be building. You're not lost, you're lying. You're not broken, you're bored of your own weakness. You've accepted scraps when you were born to feast. You've worn masks just to be loved by people who wouldn't even bleed for you. Pathetic. Rip the damn mask off. Scare them with your truth. Let your silence choke them. Let your ambition blind them. Let your success bury them in the guilt they thought they'd never feel. That's how you win. Not by crying louder, by becoming so dangerous that their betrayal becomes irrelevant. Let's talk about fear for a second. Fear's not your enemy. Fear is your compass. Fear points at everything you need to face if you ever want to taste real freedom. You're scared of being alone? Good. Be alone until you're stronger in solitude than you ever were in company. You're scared of failure? Perfect. Fail until you're so immune to disappointment that winning becomes your default. You're scared of starting over? Then you better start over so many damn times that nobody can tell whether you're building an empire or setting traps for your enemies. Fear is the lighthouse. Fear is the realest thing you feel. Trust it. Follow it. Let it drag you into the fires you need to survive. Because on the other side of that fire, there's a version of you so powerful that the weak parts of you right now would drop dead just looking at him. Fear is your sharpening stone. Fear is your trainer, your tormentor, your purifier. If you run from it, you stay weak, you stay soft, you stay exactly where they left you, doubting, questioning, begging. But if you face it, if you let it tear through you and rebuild you, you become something they can't even comprehend. You become the ghost they see when they close their eyes at night. You become the consequence of every time they thought you'd stay broken. That's the goal. Not forgiveness, not closure, not healing, dominance, silent, cold, ruthless dominance over your emotions, over your past, over yourself. That's real power. And while we're here, let's rip another lie out of your head. You don't need closure. You don't need explanations. You don't need apologies. You don't need them to come back and tell you they were wrong. You don't need their guilt. You don't need their regret. You need distance. You need silence. You need discipline. Closure is a trap. It's the bait weak people chase when they're too scared to heal without help. You don't need them to admit what they did. You already know. You don't need them to apologize. Their silence was their apology. Their betrayal was their confession. Their absence was their answer. Accept it. Move on. You're not going to find peace digging through the ruins of what they destroyed. You're not going to find redemption standing in the ashes of bridges they burned while laughing. You find peace by building higher, by moving so far above them they can't even catch your shadow anymore. That's how you honor the pain. That's how you validate the suffering. Not by crying for answers, by becoming the answer. By becoming the living, breathing proof that their betrayal was their biggest mistake. You don't rebuild to prove them wrong. You rebuild because you refuse to die where they left you. Because you refuse to be another what-if story. You rebuild because you owe it to yourself to finish the war they started inside you. You want to know why you're still stuck? Why you're still gasping for air while everyone else seems like they're moving on, laughing, building, winning? It's because you're still carrying dead weight. You're dragging around memories that should have been buried. You're reciting old conversations in your head like they'll magically change if you obsess over them hard enough. You're holding on to people who already let go of you. You're wasting your fire on battles that ended the moment they walked away. And here's the brutal truth, kid. They don't even think about you anymore. They're not sitting up at night, replaying the things they said, the things they did. They moved on. They forgot you. They replaced you. And you're still here, handcuffed to a past that's laughing at you behind your back. That's the sickness. That's the disease. That's the reason you wake up angry, tired, heavy. You're trying to resurrect something that died for a reason. You're trying to breathe life into a ghost, and it's killing you. Every second you waste trying to fix what broke you is another second you're not building what could save you. You're not supposed to fix everything. Some things are meant to stay broken. Some bridges are meant to stay burned. Some chapters are meant to stay closed. You need to stop trying to rewrite a story that was never going to have a happy ending with them. They chose to leave. They chose to lie. They chose the exit over loyalty. Believe them. Accept it. Let it fuel you. Let it teach you what kind of monster you have to become to make sure nobody ever gets that close again without earning it through blood, sweat, and loyalty proven over time. That's the lesson. That's the medicine. Bitter, nasty, necessary. You want to rebuild? Fine. But stop bringing your old habits into your new life. Stop bringing your old weakness into your new empire. You want loyalty? Be loyal to yourself first. You want love? Love yourself harder than anyone else ever could. You want respect? Respect your own standards so fiercely that even loneliness feels like luxury compared to fake company. This is the part they don't teach you in school, in songs, in movies. Real strength isn't loud. It isn't flashy. It isn't posted all over social media. Real strength is invisible. It's waking up every day with betrayal in your chest and still getting up, still grinding, still smiling that cold, empty smile that says, I don't forget, I don't forgive, but I move forward anyway. That's real power. That's the weight champions carry. It's ugly, it's lonely, it's brutal, but it's real, And once you carry it long enough, you stop wanting anything else. You stop wanting validation. You stop wanting company. You stop needing applause. You become the storm that makes everything around you adapt or die. You become the darkness that swallows weakness whole. You become the lesson people learn too late when they realize they underestimated you. That's your destiny, if you have the guts to claim it, if you have the rage to sustain it, if you have the patience to build it when nobody's clapping, nobody's calling, nobody's watching. That's the moment you're reborn. That's the moment you finally become untouchable. And here's the final piece of the puzzle nobody wants to admit. You have to kill the version of yourself that loved them. Kill it. Bury it. Leave it to rot in the same dirt they left you in. You can't heal if you're still clinging to the ghost of who you were when you thought they were different. You can't move forward dragging dead dreams behind you like broken chains. Every memory, every what if, every maybe someday. Rip it out. Rip it out like it's poison, because that's exactly what it is. Poison disguised as hope. Toxic loyalty disguised as love. The Joker smiles because he knows hope is the most dangerous drug of them all. It keeps you numb. It keeps you obedient. It keeps you small. You need to detox. You need to starve that hope until it dies, screaming in the dark. Only then are you free. Only then can you build the kind of life so powerful that even your ghosts are too scared to follow you. You're not going to heal by wishing things were different. You're not going to win by waiting for karma. Karma's slow. Karma's weak. Be your own karma. Let your silence be the justice. Let your success be the revenge. Let your distance be the executioner. You don't need to scream. You don't need to explain. You don't need to announce your comeback. You need to disappear. You need to work. You need to level up so violently that the next time they hear your name, it tastes like blood in their mouths. You keep thinking you need more time, more signs, more strength to move. That's the lie weakness tells you to keep you trapped. You don't need more time. You need more urgency. You don't need signs. You already lived through enough betrayal to know what's real and what's fake. You don't need more strength. You're just scared to use the rage sitting inside your chest like a loaded weapon. You're afraid of what happens when you stop being nice, when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop trying to be understood by people who celebrated your destruction behind your back. Good. Be afraid. Then use that fear like gasoline. Pour it all over the bridges to your past and strike the match yourself. Watch it burn. Watch everything that hurt you go up in smoke, because the longer you wait, the heavier it gets. The more you stall, the deeper you sink. Hope becomes chains. Memory becomes a prison. And before you know it, you're standing in a life you never wanted, surrounded by ruins you could have escaped if you just had the guts to let go when you first felt the blade sink in. You owe it to the version of yourself that prayed for rescue, You owe it to the nights you spent curled up inside your own pain, begging for relief that never came. You owe it to every broken version of yourself that died, hoping they'd come back, that they'd care, that they'd change. They didn't. They won't. And even if they did, it's too late. You've outgrown the lies. You've outgrown the fantasy. Now, it's time to outgrow the weakness that kept you waiting for it to get better instead of making it better with your own two bloody hands. They told you forgiveness is peace. They lied. Forgiveness without accountability is surrender. Forgiveness without change is enabling abuse. You don't owe them peace. You owe yourself war. A war to reclaim every piece of yourself you handed away hoping for love. A war to destroy every version of yourself that needed to be chosen to feel worthy. A war to silence every voice in your head that still tries to paint them as victims of their own choices. They made their bed. They chose their comfort over your loyalty. They gambled your heart like it was spare change, and they lost you. That's not on you. That's on them. Stop forgiving people who wouldn't even bleed for you. Stop praying for healing in places that poisoned you. You heal by moving on. You heal by getting so busy building an empire that you forget they ever existed. You heal by refusing to ever again put your heart in hands that couldn't even hold themselves accountable. Silence is forgiveness. Distance is forgiveness. Winning is forgiveness. And the best part? You don't even have to announce it. Just disappear. Just elevate. Just succeed. Let them hear about your success through whispers. Let them feel your absence like a void they can't fill, no matter how many distractions they chase. That's real closure. That's real healing. You walking away without a single word while they choke on everything they thought you'd never survive without them. And while you're busy healing, don't forget, trust is earned, not given. Loyalty is proven, not promised. Love is action, not words. Learn the damn difference this time. You don't owe your heart to anyone who hasn't suffered to protect it. You don't owe your time to anyone who wouldn't fight for a single second of yours. You don't owe your presence to anyone who treats you like an option. Become expensive. Become rare. Become so dangerous in your silence that people fear losing you before they even get close. Make it so that the next time someone gets access to you, they understand it's a privilege, not a right. Stop handing out pieces of yourself like candy to people who wouldn't even starve for you. Stop giving people access to your energy who would sell you out for attention. Stop trying to prove your worth to the blind. They can't see you. They were never meant to. Their vision is their punishment. Let them watch from a distance. Let them guess. Let them wonder. Let them regret. But you stay silent. You stay moving. You stay winning. That's your new language now. Silence, success, solitude. That's how you speak from now on. Loud movements, quiet mouth. Broken chains, unbreakable focus, heavy steps, light heart. And when they ask, what happened to you? Smile. Let the silence answer for you.